made a decision, and here you are. You made a decision, and here you are. All right, so let's get down to the content. I want to talk about the content of that. Thank you, guys. All right, let's go. So why is this training important? This training is important because to any agent who wants to increase their revenue, their quality appointments, or make their best of every lead, they need to know how to differentiate those tire kickers so that they won't become overwhelmed. You ever just been tired and overwhelmed and you just didn't feel like doing anything? That's because you've given away your energy to things that haven't, your cup is empty. You've been giving, but you haven't received. I feel that way a lot of times with the free group, and so I had to talk to God, like, what do I do? Do I just stop giving them this great information? Do I just, VIP is $550 a month, and my group coaching is $147 where we completely put together your blueprint. Do I only, so that's leaving a whole lot of new people. And so he put it in my spirit, well, no, how about you give them what you're still giving them, this phenomenal group, and then you throw in the academy so that they have the tools to take the next step forward after the training, and just give it a low barrier amount as $25. So anybody who's willing to move forward can, and then you can still pay for your team. And so, I had to decide what was that boundary, and I want you to decide where is that boundary as well. All right, what you're going to gain from this training is you're going to learn quickly how to identify a good lead. You're going to know how to feel confident and welcome during every appointment, as opposed to it feel like I got to prove myself to you on how I'm going to help you change your life, and you reached out to me. That just takes away your self-esteem and your confidence as an agent. You're going to learn how to reduce your no-shows and the I want to think about it. Your no-shows and the I want to think about it, right? You're going to realize, you're going to know how to quickly increase your approved applications, which means increased commission checks, right? You're going to learn how to handle most of the objections and the questions even before we meet. So closing is a simple process. Who is this? So who is this training for? This training is for anyone who no longer wants to be stressed and overwhelmed, and overworked as an insurance agent. This is for the agent who is tired of wasting money on crappy leads. This training is for anyone who wants to spend more time helping other people and less time proving themselves. All right, guys. So the three things, the first one is what we've been talking about already, which is identifying what's the difference between, identify the difference between a good lead and a kicker. So let's think about this. What's the difference between a good lead and a tire kicker? You have to actually write it down so that you can identify it. For me, a good lead will be somebody, when I do a pre-qualifying form, I'm asking them, what is your comfortable monthly premium? If they say $50, that's not what I consider a good lead for the advanced wealth strategies that I teach. And I say, what made you reach out to me? Well, I was just searching for insurance and I saw you on my timeline. That's not going to be what I consider to be a solid lead. Let's not say good lead, a solid lead that's ready to take action. If I say, do you have a spouse and will they be meeting us for our appointment? And they say, no, I'm just going to do it myself. And then I try to get them to set the appointment with both of them. And they say, no, I'm just going to do it myself. I know that this is somebody that's just shopping. And I'm probably going to have this conversation again. So no, I'm going to decline that appointment. If I ask somebody, well, are you wanting to sit down and talk to somebody about your current financial situation and look at your future goals and identify where you are currently and put together a time so we can work together long term and help you in all the areas of your financial house? Or are you just trying to look for the a cost for the correct insurance right now? And if they say, I'm just looking for the cost for the correct insurance right now, that's not somebody, because I present myself as a licensed financial professional. But if they're just looking for the cost of somebody else right now, guess what I do? I quickly slide them the link to the auto quota that I mentioned in the beginning. So I still get paid if they get approved, but I don't have to spend that. I don't have to create a whole bunch of time creating registrations, and figuring out what's your healthcare problem, your health concerns, and things of that nature. They can actually do it on their own. They get served and I get paid. They get served and I get paid. And if something happens, I don't lose anything. So it's a winner chicken dinner, right? And so what's another thing? Let's think of what's some things that will put in the comment section. What's some things that you would consider to be leads with concerns, responses, or characteristics, or red flags. Let's think about that. Work with me here. I just gave you some of the things that I think will help me identify a solid lead. What are some things that you can identify that's maybe some red flags? So when you see it, you already know this might be a client that she's not going to, you go and you give them your best show, but you kind of think it in the back of your mind, because we all have those and they end up surprising you. They be like, yeah, I want to pay annual. You're like, what? So you have those too. But tell me some of the things in the comment section. What do you think are some red flags that you've noticed in the past? What are some red flags? Do I have to use my checking account? Oh, yeah. If they just say, give me a quote, those words right there, you already know that they shopping. They don't have a steady job. Give me a quote. I don't have a checking account. When they say I want the lowest I can get, yep, they shop too much. Yep. So if you think about some ways that you can word some different questions to ask everybody. I have a set of questions that I ask everybody before we even set the appointment to let me know where their head is and what their intentions are. So if you could create a set of questions, you can ask them. So are we going to be paying with your checking and savings account when we meet? Or I'll say, do you have insurance at work? You know what I mean? Those are some great questions that you can ask. They're going to say, I ain't no job. You know what I'm saying? How long does it take? How long did you have to wait before your full benefits, including life insurance, kicked in at your job? Or if I ask them, what made you look for life insurance now? If you ask that, that's a loaded question. That's an open-ended question. They be like, well, I need to add more money because I have to do this. Well, we just got a new home, a new mortgage, and I want to make sure my wife is taken care of. Well, my sister's boyfriend just died, and I realized my grandma was telling me that I should go ahead and get some insurance on myself. I want $1 million policy for $20 a month, and I'm 60. Oh my God, yes. I think we've all had one of those. How much money are you able to devote to savings each month? So that means that's going to let you know whether or not they value money management on a monthly basis. That's good. I can't see your name. Some of you guys I can see your name, and some of you guys I can't, but that's a really good one. That's a really good one. So the first thing when it comes to identifying, oops, did it go up there? Yeah, the first thing when it comes to I can't see your name, it just says Facebook user. This is a good one here. But the first thing is identifying what is a good lead. Put number 2 in the comment section. Now, the thing is, you have to do this with everybody. You have to do this with everybody. You have to remember, let me check your credentials. You know how I used to. If a dude wanted my phone number, okay, do you have a job? Do you live with your mama? How many kids you got? Are you married? How old is your youngest child? Because if they got like a month child, then that means they still got a relationship. It's still probably some drama. Do you live with your baby mama? You know what I'm saying? I used to ask him all of that. And so I was pre-qualifying the fact that I may or may not give you my phone number. And a lot of people would laugh at me, but I'm late. What was number 1? Number 1 was to make sure that you be able to identify what you consider to be a solid lead and someone that might give you a little bit of concern. A solid lead and somebody who might give you a little bit of pushback. All right, so the next thing to pre-qualify your lead, and some of you may have this and some of you may not have this, is a calendar system. A calendar system. Well, Stacy, why do I need a calendar system in order to pre-qualify my lead? Because I want to, remember I told you what you're going to learn how not to do? You're going to learn how to reduce them no-shows. You're going to learn how to reduce the people that's not serious. If you can't commit to a little bit of time investment, then I already know how serious you are not. That makes sense? First of all, you're going to fill out this form. You're going to answer these questions. I'm not going to ask you these questions. I'm not asking every single person that reaches out to me a bunch of questions like when I did when I was younger in high school. You're gonna have a form that you need to fill out. When you say you want to meet with me, I'm be excited. Woo woo! You want to meet with me? I want to help you. Boom. Here's a link. Complete the form and then set your appointment on the convenient time that's in my schedule. But you gotta have a scheduling appointment. And why do you need the scheduling appointment? Because I'm not finna be back and forth. But does tomorrow work at 3 o'clock? No, 3 o'clock don't work. What does next week work at 7 o'clock on Wednesday? No, 7 o'clock on Wednesday don't work. Okay, well, what about this weekend? I do work on weekends sometimes. Well, no, that's not gonna work. No, you're gonna figure out. They set their appointments for their doctors. They set their appointment for anybody and everybody, but they don't want to set an appointment with you. That's indicative that they may not be serious. That's indicative that they may not be serious. Yes, Calendly does work. But my friends, you need a calendar system that's going to do more than set an appointment. And why is that? Because you can set them. How many times have you had somebody, let me ask you this, how many times have you had somebody set an appointment and still don't show up? They get on your calendar and still don't show up. They don't show up. They don't call. They don't answer the phone. Or set an appointment, miss the appointment, set another appointment, and no show you again. Have you ever had that? Have you ever had that? The reason why I ask, because you need to have a calendar system set up so that they're going to get a confirmation, they're going to get a reminder, and they're going to get a follow-up. So I'm going to remind you. And guess what? I'm going to tell you, if you don't send a confirmation back, I'm not showing up. How about that? So that's why you need a whole system. I'm not doing this. Back in the day, I used to have to sit between 7 and 9 p.m. and I used to have to confirm with all the people that they was going to show up to the appointment tomorrow before I got in my car and got my Garmin and drove 50 miles to your appointment to sell you some insurance for you not to show up. And then the people would say, well, knock on the door across the street so that you don't waste the 50 miles. Knock on the people's door next door. I'm not doing that either. I used to. Made a lot of money, but I'm not doing that either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you, I'm going to send you a confirmation. This is a confirmation of our appointment added to your calendar. And then I'm going to tell you, I'm going to remind you before it's time for us to meet, and I need you to respond so that I know we are still set. But you also have the opportunity to reschedule, so there's no worries. Because if you don't show up, I ain't showing up. I mean, if you don't confirm, I ain't showing up. I am not your doctor. If you don't confirm with them, actually the doctor got a penalty. Now, if you don't show up, first of all, if you show up late, they're going to have a penalty. If you don't show up, you can't reschedule for a while. If you don't know, just don't say anything. And if you do show up and it's late, you got a penalty. But if you don't let me know you coming, I'm not showing up. You don't have enough courtesy to respect my business. I'm sending you a text or an email or something, and I'm asking you, hey, I see we are on an appointment for boom, boom, boom. And I need you to go ahead and confirm so that I can make sure that I'm best prepared and you are as well. And in that message, I'm also telling them little things that they need to know that make sure that they're prepared to close the appointment when they show up tomorrow. That's number 3. I need to make sure you are best prepared to close this appointment tomorrow. So I'm going to tell you what you need. So therefore, guess what? Anybody who's not ready to give me this pertinent information will probably not show up. They will probably not respond and confirm. And guess what? I just saved a whole lot of frustration. I just saved a whole lot of time. I ain't have to do my hair and put on my lip gloss or my chapstick. You know what I'm saying? And change my shirt. I had to come to the office. I didn't have to do any of that because you weren't serious anyway. So I promised you that you was going to be able to go back to the notes. I know I'm probably missing some details, but that's okay. Those are the 3 things. I promised you by the training, you was going to learn how to quickly identify a good lead. You are going to learn how to feel confident and welcome during every appointment. And the reason why you're going to feel confident and welcome during every appointment is because they're going to have an opportunity to see other things that you have going on. So, on your appointment calendar, confirmation, you might say, here, click this link and go to my business page. Click this link and go here. Look at some testimonials. Bottom line is they have a chance to super stalk you before you show up. Right? And I'm going to send them an email. And in that email, I'm going to give them a little bio, an introduction. They're going to know all about me. You know what I mean? And so, but this is a whole process you have to set up. If you don't know how to set it up, don't worry. I'm going to give you an opportunity to get it set up with me and my team. And we're not going to do it well. I'm going to give you an opportunity to have my team do it for you. And I'm going to give you an opportunity for us to all do it together in a training like this for 3 hours. You'll walk away with the complete process set up. The complete process set up, because I need you. The training is not free, but it's a huge discount. So just stay tuned. If you like what I have had to say and you see value in it, stay tuned, because I can't just leave you like this. If you're a DIY, you're like, I figured out on my own, I can't stop you. You know what I mean? But if you were like, I definitely need this, like right now, like yesterday, then I got something for you. And if you like, I need this, but I am not even finna try to put it together, Stacey, I need you and your team to do it, I got something for you as well. But I want to confirm that I promised I did everything that I said I was going to do for you, right? So you learn how to quickly identify a good lead. You learn how to confidently, how to feel confident and welcome during your appointment, because they're there to see you. They there to see you, because you just gave them all type of hoops and they showed up. They serious. They like you and what you got to say. You are able to reduce your no-shows, because I tell you explicitly, if you don't respond, and I know you're gonna get this because there's a certain trick I got for you. I know you got the message. So if you choose not to respond, that's on you. And I'm actually sending the message in multiple ways and more than one time. So if you just choose not to do, how to reduce your no-shows, and I want to thank you. So if you show up, I know at the end we finna finish this application, because I already told you what you need to bring, and I already confirmed your comfortable premium amount. So there's no way in the world at the end you need to be thinking about it, because I'm not gonna show up if your husband not even there, first of all, or whatever. So we are here to do business. I'm here to explain, answer questions. Let's go over this illustration, and then at the end we about to boom, 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 right? So I also showed you how to quickly increase your approved appointments, approved applications, because if based off of the information you get before the appointment, you can present to them the right type of application. And if you present to them the right type of application with the right premium, and they come prepared with all of the things that they need to complete the application, that's going to give you a better approval rate, which means I've just helped you increase your commission. I also showed you how to handle most of the objections and questions before. So I didn't necessarily show you that, but if you come to the training, I'm going to show you how. I didn't necessarily that. I did, and watch, because I'm gonna give you my system from beginning to end, and I'm gonna give you my verbiage, my wording, what I put, when I put it, everything. I'm gonna give you my entire system. So you will walk away with my entire system that allows me to not have to answer the phone when I don't want to. Most of the time, my phone is on ring off, because don't call me to set up an appointment. I have a whole phone set up for my office phone. There's just a lot of different things that you need. And the bonus is, guys, I was telling you about, you need to have some place to send those tire kickers, so that, no, I'm not spending my time with you, but you still want to quote. And that time when those people who you thought weren't going to get the appointment, they get the application, they actually get the policy, they actually completed the application and even paid like a whole annual premium or whatever, and surprised the hell out of you. So I want to make sure you don't miss out on them coins either. So you need to, the bonus is those people who I deemed may not be serious, but I could be wrong. So forbid I'm wrong, I need them to still be covered. So I need to still give them the service that they need, top-notch service. I'm not gonna mistreat them just because I'm not gonna meet them face to face. I need to have an alternative to send them that's gonna get them straight and all of the things that they're needing. And then I need to be able to follow up with them just to make sure that they don't have questions once they do become approved, because now you're technically my client, and it's my responsibility to make sure you don't have any holes in your understanding, right? And so I'm gonna give you that alternative. All of that inside the training. Has this information helped you? Can you put that in the comment section? Has this not yes, has it helped you? How has it helped you? And how do you hope to use it going forward to get back your time, to get back your relaxation, to increase your revenue, to stop being overwhelmed, to not feel like an undervalued licensed financial professional who's just trying to help their community, to not feel like you're giving more than what you're getting, to not feel like the juice isn't worth the squeeze. I'm doing all of this, but hell, I might as well get a job because it's just real hard. People don't even care. I want you to only meet with people that are ready to take action. And that means you're going to feel fulfilled and happy, like you're doing for your community what it is that you wanted to do. I want to know how much do you think it's worth to be able to now only meet with certain people and have a good understanding. What if you could meet with a client before you met with a client, you pretty much knew how much commission you was about to make? What if you knew that pretty much every time you met with a client, you was about to close that client because they already confirm with you that they're coming and they have all of the information that they need and that they have told you what their concerns are, their questions, and they still show up? I want to know how much do you think that is worth to your business compared to what you do right now. And a lot of you guys have agreed that you're having a lot of time spent spinning wheels, and it's just so you kind of have a choice at this point. Do I pay for a completely set up system that will never again have me sitting with people to make me feel like I just wasted 2 hours of my time and I'll never get back? And you feel like saying thank you for your time, God bless and good night. And you walk out of the house like you're doing a walk of shame. And you try to keep a straight face because you know you got to warm up and do the presentation till you warm down. You don't just get up and leave. And you want to say, well, why would he even sit here? You knew you weren't finna. You got me over here, all these kids running around. Flashback. I'm just saying, I wish I would have known these things beforehand, that you can actually use virtual tools to help me with my traditional life insurance desires, which is just educating my community. I just want to spend more time with the people who are actually going. I don't get as much fulfillment by leaving the information with somebody who doesn't do anything, and then I see them later on my timeline, talking about foolishness. But you ain't got back to me about this quote that I sent you. But you were crying about everything's going on, and you really need to put something in place, and you worried about this, and we sat down and we figured out the balance. I ain't mad at you because I did my job. God bestowed upon me the gift of gab to serve you, but I'm still looking at you and my heart is broken. And so it makes me feel like maybe I should just go back. I have a bachelor's of computer science. Maybe I should just go back in the computer technology to field, just like move to the valve. But then I see those other clients who are booming and they telling people about me, and they like, man, I want to use my cash value. Man, Stacey, I want you to talk to my church. Man, Stacey, I can't believe I'm helping my students do the same thing. Man, Stacey, I want to join the industry. I helped somebody with their retirement 5 years ago, and now he's retired. He actually wants to sell annuities and IULs just so he can talk to his community about how I helped him generate all this revenue and this income and this cash value life insurance policy that he knew nothing about. That's when my heart warms up. It's those clients.